Chapter 10 of Allan and the Holy Flower. This recording is in the public domain. Allan and the Holy Flower by H. Rider Haggard. Chapter 10 The Sentence. We stared at Bausi, and Bausi stared at us. "I am the Black Elephant Bausi," he exclaimed at last, worn out by our solid silence, "and I trumpet, I trumpet, I trumpet." It appeared that this was the ancient and hallowed formula with which a Mazitu king was wont to open conversation with strangers. After a suitable pause, I replied in a cold voice: "We are the white lions, Macumazahn and Wazela, and we roar, we roar, we roar." "I can trample," said Bausi. "And we can bite," I said haughtily, though how we were to bite or do anything else effectual with nothing but a Union Jack, I did not in the least know. "What is that thing?" asked Bausi, pointing at the flag. "That which shadows the whole earth," I answered proudly, a remark that seemed to impress him, although he did not understand it, for he ordered a soldier to hold a palm leaf umbrella over him to prevent it from shadowing him. "And that," he asked again, pointing to the music box, "which is not alive and yet makes a noise?" "That sings the war song of our people," I said. "We sent it to you as a present and you returned it. Why do you return our presents, O Bausi?" Then of a sudden this potentate grew furious. "Why do you come here, white men?" he asked, "uninvited and against the law of my land, where only one white man is welcome, my brother Dogeetah, who cured me of sickness with a knife? I know who you are. You are dealers in men. You come here to steal my people and sell them into slavery. You had many slaves with you on the borders of my country, but you sent them away. You shall die. You shall die. You who call yourselves lions. And the painted rag which you say shadows the world shall rot with your bones. As for that box which sings a war song, I will smash it. It shall not bewitch me as your magic shield bewitched my great doctor Imbozwi, burning off his hair." Then springing up with wonderful agility for one so fat, he knocked the musical box from Hans's head so that it fell to the ground, and after a little whirring grew silent. "That is right," squeaked Imbozwi. "Trample on their magical elephant. Kill them, O Black One. Burn them as they burned my hair." Now things were, I felt, very serious, for already Bausi was looking about him as though to order his soldiers to make an end of us. So I said in desperation: "O King, you mentioned a certain white man Dogeetah, a doctor of doctors, who cured you of sickness with a knife, and called him your brother. Well, he is our brother also, and it is by his invitation that we have come to visit you here, where he will meet us presently." "If Dogeetah is your friend, then you are my friends," answered Bausi, "for in this land he rules as I rule, he whose blood flows in my veins as my blood flows in his veins. But you lie. Dogeetah is no brother of slave dealers. His heart is good and yours are evil. You say that he will meet you here. When will he meet you? Tell me, and if it is soon I will hold my hand and wait to hear his report of you before I put you to death. For if he speaks well of you, you shall not die." Now I hesitated, as well I might, for I felt that looking at our case from his point of view, Bausi, believing us to be slave traders, was not angry without cause. While I was racking my brains for a reply that might be acceptable to him and would not commit us too deeply, to my astonishment Mavovo stepped forward and confronted the king. "Who are you, fellow?" shouted Bausi. "I am a warrior, O King, as my scars show," and he pointed to the assegai wounds upon his breast and to his cut nostril. "I am a chief of a people from whom your people sprang, and my name is Mavovo. Mavovo who is ready to fight you or any man whom you may name, and to kill him or you if you will. Is there anyone here who wishes to be killed?" No one answered, for the mighty chested Zulu looked very formidable. "I am a doctor also," went on Mavovo, "one of the greatest doctors who can open the gates of distance, and read that which is hid in the womb of the future. Therefore I will answer your questions which you put to the Lord Macumazahn, the great and wise white man whom I serve, because we have fought together in many battles. Yes, I will be his mouth, I will answer. The white man Dogeetah, who is your blood brother, and whose word is your word among the Mazitu, will arrive here at sunset on the second day from now. I have spoken." Bausi looked at me in question. "Yes," I exclaimed, feeling that I must say something and that it did not much matter what I said. "Dogeetah will arrive here on the second day from now within half an hour after sunset." Something, I know not what, prompted me to allow that extra half hour, which in the event saved all our lives. Now Bausi consulted a while with the execrable Imbozwi, and also with the old one-eyed General Babemba, while we watched, knowing that our fate hung upon the issue. At length he spoke. "White man," he said, "Imbozwi, the head of the witch-finders here, whose hair you burnt off with your evil magic, says that it would be better to kill you at once as your hearts are bad and you are planning mischief against my people. So I think also, but Babemba, my general, with whom I am angry because he did not obey my orders and put you to death on the borders of my country when he met you there with your caravan of slaves, thinks otherwise. He prays me to hold my hand, first because you have bewitched him into liking you, and secondly because if you should happen to be speaking the truth, which we do not believe, and to have come here at the invitation of my brother Dogeetah, he, Dogeetah, would be pained if he arrived and found you dead, nor could even he bring you to life again. This being so, since it matters little whether you die now or later, my command is that you be kept prisoners till sunset on the second day from this, and that then you will be led out and tied to stakes in the market-place, there to wait till the approach of darkness, by when you say Dogeetah will be here. If he arrives and owns you as his brethren, well and good. If he does not arrive or disowns you, better still, for then you shall be shot to death with arrows as a warning to all other stealers of men not to cross the borders of the Mazitu." I listened to this atrocious sentence with horror, then gasped out: "We are not stealers of men, O King, we are freers of men, as Tom and Jerry of your own people could tell you." "Who are Tom and Jerry?" he asked indifferently. "Well, it does not matter, for doubtless they are liars like the rest of you. I have spoken. Take them away, feed them well, and keep them safe till within an hour of sunset on the second day from this." Then, without giving us any further opportunity of speaking, Bausi rose, and followed by Imbozwi and his councillors, marched off into his big hut. We too were marched off, this time under a double guard commanded by someone whom I had not seen before. At the gate of the kraal we halted and asked for the arms that had been taken from us. No answer was given. Only the soldiers put their hands upon our shoulders and thrust us along. "This is a nice business," I whispered to Stephen. "Oh, it doesn't matter," he answered. "There are lots more guns in the huts. I am told that these Mazitus are dreadfully afraid of bullets, so all we have to do is just break out and shoot our way through them, for of course they will run when we begin to fire." I looked at him but did not answer, for to tell the truth I felt in no mood for argument. Presently we arrived at our quarters, where the soldiers left us, to camp outside. Full of his warlike plan, Stephen went at once to the hut in which the slavers' guns had been stored with our own spare rifles and all the ammunition. I saw him emerge looking very blank indeed, and asked him what was the matter. "Matter?" he answered in a voice that for once really was full of dismay. "The matter is that those Mazitu have stolen all the guns and all the ammunition. There's not enough powder left to make a blue devil." "Well," I replied, with the kind of joke one perpetrates under such circumstances, "we shall have plenty of blue devils without making any more." Truly ours was a dreadful situation. Let the reader imagine it. Within a little more than 48 hours we were to be shot to death with arrows if an erratic old gentleman, who, for aught I knew, might be dead, did not turn up at what was then one of the remotest and most inaccessible spots in Central Africa. Moreover, our only hope that such a thing would happen, if hope it could be called, was the prophecy of a Kaffir witch-doctor. To rely on this in any way was so absurd that I gave up thinking of it and set my mind to considering if there were any possible means of escape. After hours of reflection I could find none. Even Hans, with all his experience and nearly superhuman cunning, could suggest none. We were unarmed and surrounded by thousands of savages, all of whom